Major William G. Dippo, Jr., June 15, 1925, January 15, 2014. Today I've been given the honor of sharing memories of Grandpa. As you listen to the words of the story, I ask you to close your eyes and follow the story with your memories of Grandpa and help me paint this picture for you. Growing up with Grandpa was truly an experience that I will never forget. I will always cherish. On the outside, Grandpa was a loudmouth, direct to the point, no-nonsense guy. But on the inside, he had a heart bigger than words could begin to describe. Some of my fondest memories that I have of Grandpa are spending time with him and Grandma on RV campouts with the Good Sam RV Club. We had traveled to Canyon Lake, Galveston, Corpus Christi, and many more trips together. Growing up, I always looked forward to summertime because I knew that was my time. I got to go on the trips with him. As many of us knew Grandpa, he loved to plan everything out to a T. It'd all start 3 days before the campout. The RV would be pulled out of the backyard, and pulled out onto the front apron for loading days. He had such a methodical and organized way of packing the RV. This would consist of opening the doors and throwing the crap into the RV and hoping it found its spot before we left on the trip. Grandma would go behind him to tidy up things and put things away to help expedite this process without him knowing. My most memorable trip had been the trip that we had taken to Uncle Frank and Aunt Barb's house in Houston, Texas. This story involves a motorhome and a toll booth. Many have retold this story over the years, and it still brings a smile to my face, even though at the time it was not too funny. For those of you who don't know, as we knew Grandpa, he would try to pinch a penny so tight it would make Lincoln cry. He decided he did not want to pay an additional $2 for a large vehicle, so he decided to squeeze a 9-foot RV into an 8.5-foot wide toll booth, also known as a compact car lane. While driving through this toll booth, he had ripped the awning off the side of the motorhome. I had never seen him as mad as he looked at me that day. And he said, "You should have said something. That was on my side. That was on your side." I'd been yelling at the top of my lungs, "You're going to hit it, you're going to hit it," as we sat 100 yards away from the toll booth, strapping the awning back to the side of the motorhome with cloth strips and a belt that he was wearing. He told me, and I quote, "Nobody needs to know how the hell this happened." But all jokes aside, Grandpa meant the world to me. I had the fortune to spend a lot of my childhood and a young adult life growing up with Grandpa. And having mentor sessions and life lessons taught me by a truly wonderful and loving and giving man. Grandpa would teach me the direct approach on how to handle a problem, while Grandpa would give me the calm, collected approach to how to handle life's little surprises. Grandpa was a very big part in my decision to join the United States Air Force, where I have served for 9 years at this point. When I decided to join the military, I had sat down in the kitchen of their home over a ham and cheese sandwich. I told him that I wanted to join the military. The look in his eyes was of shock and surprise. He was speechless. He had asked me what branch did I decide I wanted to enlist in. I told him the Air Force. I'd asked him to take me to base, Fort Sam Houston, the following Tuesday, so that I could complete the physical exam for the entrance into the military. He told me he'd pick me up at 0500. When Grandpa showed up that Tuesday morning, he asked me a simple question. "Are you ready for the first day of being a man?" I told him, "Heck yeah, I'm ready." He said, "We'll see." It wasn't until I deployed for the second time that I could truly answer that question. My answer to Grandpa came to him without ever saying a word. Some 5 years later, after my second deployment, I presented a fire department coin for my base where I was deployed. As I shook his hand and gave him a hug, I watched a tear roll down his cheek, and he told me, "Now you done. I'm proud of you, son." Since I've joined the military, I've been stationed away from home since day one. I've made it a point to try to pick up the phone at least every week to talk to Grandma and Grandpa. I enjoyed the conversations I had with them. I would talk about my military life with Grandpa and my married life with Grandma. As I reflect on my memories, I'm very thankful that I have a wonderful grandfather, friend, and a mentor. As I speak today, I look at Grandma, and I hope that I can continue the family name and legacy. With my wife Courtney by my side, I hope I can be half the man Grandpa was to you and the family. I'll always carry Grandpa's love in my heart, and to you, Grandpa, I will pay my final salute.